Okay, alright guys, let's see if we can do this okay. I'm not sure if there's a way to do this. But anyway, so... Oh, crap. What have I done? It's in park still? No, it's not. Oh, okay. Wasn't on. The car was... The car... The car wasn't on. I just had the music and everything running. I was like, wait. But usually if the AC and heating or whatever is running, then the motor is running. But there's an option for not doing that. So anyway, it'll be interesting to see how this all works out. So I'm on my way, which is kind of cool, to check out Starbucks. Again, I don't particularly like Starbucks in general, but that's because they don't have any vegan-friendly croissants. I used to love their croissants, but now that I'm vegan, I can't have anything over there. There's nothing vegan-friendly for me over there. It's kind of sad. But anyway, I'll just have to see what to do here. It tells me to make a right in 0.3 miles. So I'm taking the video while doing stuff. They're letting me through here. That's cool. They're going through some construction right now. Because, as I always like to tell you guys, we're gonna have shiny new roads down here. They may be fixing out some of the pipes and stuff like that. I see lots of cool pink purplish pipes on the ground. I guess that has some kind of special coating on them. But anyway. They're updating stuff. I think does it mean here? 0.3 miles, take a right. I don't know, this is hard. Anyway, just winging it. But anyway, what I was trying to say here is a lot of people like to talk about how they're changing the world, or they're gonna change the world someday, and they keep talking about it. Just change the world. Just change the world. The other day, there's somebody right outside of, I think it was CVS. Can't remember if it was CVS or Target. They both have sort of red exterior of the building. So there was a nice man out there, and in the beginning, I couldn't understand what they were what they were asking, and I was going in to do something, so I was in a rush. But towards the end of their speech, they ended with petition. And so I was like, okay, well, let's find out what this is about. So on my way out, I went to talk to them, and it was about changing or improving the conditions of workers working for hotels. So they had this petition going, and I signed it. I was like, yeah, brother, let's do this, because I want people to have better lives and stuff. So I stay away from politics and all that kind of garbage, but if there are people that are trying to do something that's good to make the world a better place, I'm totally for that, and I participate in real life. A lot of the stuff that goes on is just a mess. It's just a mess. But there are some people that give you hope, like Eli, the computer guy. He gives you hope, because while everybody else is bickering and doing a bunch of stuff and whining, oh, I can't stand the other side, or whatever it is, the blues versus the reds and all that's nonsense. The key here is there's a lot of things that people want, and they both want it at both sides. And if we don't fix those things first, things are gonna get really, really bad. So it's nice to see that there are people out there like Eli, the computer guy, that are actually they're actually making change today, not tomorrow. They got their crap together, they got funding and stuff, and they were able to, just go out there and do something positive. I think his concept of Silicon Dojo is fantastic, and you know what I'm saying? It's just cool. It's very forward thinking. I love it. And I think that more and more schools should look into doing stuff like that, simply because in some areas the education is just not feasible for some people. There's always going to be some kind of barrier, and the same kind of thing can apply in some ways to the workforce. There needs to be some ventures that go out there and create jobs like this, where the only conditions are you show up, you're coachable, you're on time, and you care about what you're doing. Those should be the only requirements to get some of those people to work, because dignity is a big thing, and there's always going to be the need for things such as like pencil pusher jobs and stuff like that. There's always going to be the need for somebody to be a greeter or something like that. And the key here is a lot of times, a lot of the jobs that are being put out there, you need to do like 5 or 6 jobs in order to make rent. And so similarly to what's going on with Silicon Dojo, the ability to give, again, funding needs to come from somewhere. So it's free to the end user doesn't mean that the thing is free. You need to find funding and stuff like that. Part of the reason why my two companies, Marvimation and Meow Meow, died was exactly that. I couldn't find funding. But if you can get that kind of thing going, you can create a really good kind of education for kids and people of all walks of life, and you can just get them in there, teach them how to get the right skills to then go and have successful lives later. But a lot of that is not working in the current world because of there's so much gatekeeping. There's so much gatekeeping going on, whether it's financial gatekeeping or other types of gatekeeping. A lot of people are just not getting the education that they need. And similarly, people are just not getting jobs for the same kind of reason, because elitism. It has become so difficult to get into pretty much any job that it's like, well, a lot of people are just like, I'm done. I give up. You know what? I'd rather be homeless. I'd rather be in the street and poor, just begging or whatever it is, rather than to keep that. There's this thing. It's just the fear of failure is a real thing, and it starts when you keep getting door after door after door after door shut in your face. It's a thing, and all it takes is that one company, that one person to say, okay, here's your shot. But in some cases, some people they just never get that option. They just never get that. Whether they look funny, whether they talk funny, whether they're just not able to do interviews, whatever it is. There's so many different ways that people can get disqualified from just the regular jobs. They might be willing to show up. They might smell good. They might have all the requirements that they need. But there's so much going on in this world, especially things like this, excessive regulation, that eventually puts people out of work permanently. And so I just say hats off to Eli the Computer Guy for doing something so brave and so cool. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, guys. I got to get coffee.